Anyway, let's get right into it. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about how I expose SLOG3, right? Whenever I use it. Now, thing about SLOG3 is this, man. SLOG3 is better from my personal experience. I prefer to use SLOG in like sunny, in the daytime, really sunny days. Sometimes I'll use it on a cloudy day, but I'm not really a big fan of it because of one thing about SLOG3 is it has a lot of noise. So if you don't get like the right exposure, the right kind of lighting, then your footage is like completely trash. You feel me? So what I strongly suggest for SLOG3 is that you have a fast lens. Like right now, I got a Sigma 30mm 1.4, and I also got a 16mm 1.6, right, on a Sony a6300. So those lenses are pretty fast. So you get a lot more light hitting the sensor, which, has much less noise than you would normally get with a lens that's not that fast, right? Excuse me, I just woke up. So that's what I suggest. And then, shooting, like right now, it's about 9:55 in the morning. Sun's out, it's sunny, it's pretty bright, but I'm indoors. You feel me? So this is gonna be a completely different type of video, but I will make a video on how I expose SLOG when I'm outdoors. But like I said, I use SLOG on very minimal occasions. Very, very rare do I use it. I much rather prefer SLOG2, but if you do want to use SLOG3, these are just my recommendations. Daytime, proper exposure, fast lens, but at your own risk, right? But obviously on higher end cameras, you have more dynamic range and color space. This has like 8-bit. Anyway, let's get into it. All right, so right now we are on 1/50th of a second. If you see me looking up, it's because I'm looking at my monitor. So we are on 1/50th of a second. The f-stop is at 1.4, and we are on auto white balance, all right? So what I typically do is, if I don't want all of this, non-contrasty-ish in my picture, I like to lower that f-stop. So let me see 2.2. So 2.2 works just about fine for me. You know what I mean? I don't want too much contrastiness in my image. I just want it to be, nice and balanced. So when I go into post, what I typically do is I create like an S-curve. I'll make a separate video on how I do that, but I'm gonna show you why I do this, all right? So we're on auto white balance. It's at 2.2, and this is what we got. Now I will show you how it looks like when it's color corrected on 1.4 and it's color corrected on f2.2. So let me show you that right now. This is SLOG3 1.4 auto white balance, color corrected. Hey, so right now, what I did was I set it back to f1.4 and I adjusted the white balance to 5600 Kelvin. Now, the reason why I did that is because on auto white balance, whether it's on SLOG2 or SLOG3, I realized that the camera tends to cool the image a little bit too much to my liking. And then when I go into post to correct it, it's like a lot of magenta in the footage. So I like to go with 5600 Kelvin which gives me more of a warmer tone, which kind of balances out the colors a little bit. I mean, once again, like SLOG3 is a little bit weird with the colors because you don't have enough information in the color, you know, coming from an 8-bit camera and the dynamic range to kind of, you know, capture a lot more detail. So this is how it's looking like on 5600. It's not corrected yet, but I'm gonna show you what it looks like when it's corrected on 5600 Kelvin at f1.4 and at f2.8. So right now, this is just me being experimental right now. I'm on f1.4 and I'm on 4000 Kelvin. Still daytime outside. And I want you guys to see how it would look like if it's when it's color corrected on this, you know, with this color temperature at this aperture on SLOG3. Yo, so right now we are at f1.4, 6400 Kelvin. Now I normally go to 6400 Kelvin when I'm like, you know, like I said, if I'm out in the daytime and I want more of like a golden look that you may have seen in my videos when I grade it. I like to increase the color temperature to something a lot more warmer so that when I go into post, it gives me more of a natural look to work with. Because if I start with like a neutral color temperature like 5600 or like lower than that, it's gonna be a lot harder to correct it to where I can get it to that golden, that very, very warm look that I'm looking for. So this is how it looks like on corrected on 6400 Kelvin with the look that you normally see in my videos. So that pretty much wraps it up, man. That's my recommendations. That's pretty much what I do when I expose or use SLOG3, right? So remember what I said. Avoid low light situations, get you a fast lens, and I highly, highly recommend that you record in the daytime in a sunny, well-lit, exposed area. Even if you're doing it indoors, I highly recommend that you do it under sunny circumstances. You feel me? So yeah, guys, I'm gonna see you on that next video. And make sure you like, you subscribe, you comment to my YouTube channel. And if you got any more questions, hit me up on Instagram. You can DM me, you can leave a comment over here. And if you're interested in the LUT that I actually use for this video, it's free. Just sign up to my newsletter, right? Once you sign up, I'm gonna send you a link to download it. You play around with it. You got any feedback, don't hesitate to hit me up. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Peace.